Yashinite here. The topic of this video is going to be a little rough, um, and rightfully so, especially being on top of the holidays and everything. So, the topic of today's video is going to be how precious life is. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is life itself, the very fabric of who we are as a person, is precious. Because you never know when your time is near, or that person or animal's time is near. Today, see, I take care of stray animals. I take care of stray cats specifically. They are, um, they were abandoned by their mothers when they were kittens, so they've happened to have stumbled upon my yard, and I take care of them. And there was one specific kitten that really grew attached to, and she would stay outside, and she would greet you when you came outside to feed her. She would go and chase the other kitten around the yard and just play for hours. And I would sometimes sit out there with them and just spend time with them and make sure they felt like they were, being seen, for lack of a better term. But today, because I live on a main road, well, not really main road, but I live on a sort of road that is a main road. It is a very long straight. It connects two sides of the town basically. And uh what happened was, I'm guessing it was mid-afternoon. I was inside and I hear a knock on my door. Now my neighbors know we feed these stray animals. I hear a knock on my door. It is the son of my neighbor, and he's like, we know you take care of stray cats. Well, there's a black cat in the middle of the road. And, I rush out there like, oh my god. And here it was that kitten that I took care of. And she was instantly killed. And it just a few hours before, she was out there waiting for food, playing, with the other kittens like she always does. And it it just shows how everything can change in a blink of an eye. Whether it be a loved one or an animal, which I consider an animal a loved one. That's how much animals mean to me. But it can just show how precious life truly is, and how much it can change in an instant. I didn't wake up today thinking she was going to be killed being hit by a car, but she did. And it's it really sucks, because when you take care of an animal when they were a kitten, you watch them grow, and she was a very loving cat. She could not be inside due to lack of uh stuff I cannot mention, but she was a good outside cat. She had a bed, She had everything she needed, and I guess she was playing and ran in front of a car as she was playing, not realizing that a car was coming, and she was hit. It was in the middle of it was early nighttime, it was about 6 o'clock. So I'm guessing whoever ran her over did not see her right away, or because they like to speed down my road, I guess they just did not see her. But just a day ago, she was laying in her bed. She was happy. She was meowing because she always meows whenever she sees food. Like it got her excited and everything. And it's just how the universe works. In the blink of an eye, everything can change, and an animal you took care of can be gone. Just like that. And you have no say in the matter. You can't change it. You wish so bad you could, but you can't. And fate's against you on that aspect. So this is going to correlate with obviously people and loved ones in your life. You know, if you're going through something with a loved one, just know that anything can happen and they can be gone in an instant and you wouldn't even have time to process that emotion. It would just happen out of nowhere. Like they say, death is unexpected sometimes because it truly is. You know, that kitten was a very loving kitten, and her life was swept away from her just by one little simple thing, by running out in the road a little too much, and she was killed for it. You know, that's just how tragic life truly can be. So if you have a dispute with a loved one, a friend, anybody, just think about that because you never know when they're going to be gone. I am heartbroken, of course, because I will never get to see her again. And having to bury her in the middle of the night, basically, knowing about a few hours before she was sitting there waiting for food, it it just it's a day of reckoning. It really shows to you how just the universe works. How one day they can be there and the next day they're gone in an instant. Life can be very unpredictable, and as somebody who has experienced a lot of grief in the past 2 years, for obviously I think I've told you in other videos, it's really starting to dawn on me that life is precious and you can't waste time on the superficial stuff. You know, these things happen for a reason, and some of them can be lessons. They must be the most hardest lessons unimaginable, but they can be lessons. So, knowing Thanksgiving is coming up, if you are feeling like, you know, you have to do something with a relative you're not really getting along with right now, maybe sit down with them, tell them how you feel, and let them know you care about them. Because being as this video entails by its title, your tomorrow is never promised. And in life, you don't get second chances. Once you're dead, you're gone forever. Until your time comes and you pass away, you'll see them again. I just want people to think about that, because I am in my late 20s, and I've seen many people pass away around me. My grandmother this year, my aunt in 2019, my stepfather, my grandfather. I've lost many people in my life. And if I could just have one more day to tell them how much they mean to me, I would give everything. It doesn't matter what it is, I would give everything for it. Because that's how precious life is. And we shouldn't take it for granted. No matter what's going on, you never take life for granted. Because death is a thing you can never come back from. I would never wish death on somebody. I would never wish harm to somebody. Because that can very well lead to you being harmed, or someone you love being harmed, or very well it could lead to them being harmed. So I know this was a tough one, and I hope it gives you some sort of perspective on things and sort of give you a sort of nudge in the right direction if you're feeling like you should forgive somebody, or you're going through a altercation or dispute with somebody and you don't know how to go about it. Because, as I said, life is very precious and you should hold dear to everything that you love. Because you never know when it's gone. I've learned that the hard way the past 2 years, especially today. And there will be days where it's going to be like this sometimes, or you're going to lose something precious to you. And you're not going to know how to go about grieving that process. To me, this is me grieving that process. I will obviously go on. I will obviously feel better. But it dawned on me how short life truly is, and how we need to live every day to the fullest, because you never know when your time is up or when somebody you love's time is up. But I hope you like this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one, and I hope you have a good Thanksgiving. And stay true to yourselves.